What's up, guys? Today we're talking about a knife from CRKT. This is the Homefront. Let's do a quick 360. It's a very good looking knife, in my opinion. I'm sure you would agree with me as well. And let's go right into the talking points. First item is price. In my opinion, not budget friendly. It's out the door $85 to $90. Some people think, any knife under $100 is budget friendly, but for me, a budget-friendly knife is $50 and less. At the blade steel that you're getting this knife in, I would have liked to have seen a cheaper price, but I think at $85, you're really paying more for the functions that this knife gives you. Next item, you're going on to fit and finish. So fit and finish is fantastic. The satin finish on the knife just looks really good. And the overall handle scales and the coloration of it is just really pleasing to the eyes. It looks like it's straight out of a World War II government issue catalog. Next item is the blade. You've got a drop point blade, I think. I'm going to call it a drop point. And it just screams Ken Onion because this knife is a Ken Onion design. But yeah, it's just got that shape that is very unique to Ken Onion style of knives. As far as the steel, you're looking at AUS 8, so not a high quality steel. It is a perfectly functional, capable blade steel. I would have preferred at the $90 price tag to have seen a little bit higher quality blade steel, but overall, it's a great blade steel. I can't complain with it. It's been tried and true, tested for years. Next item is handle and liners. So there are no liners, but the handle scales are all metal. This is a completely metal knife. Going on to lockup. You've got your standard liner lock, and for a knife that completely falls apart very easily, as designed, it has a very secure lockup. Absolutely no vertical blade play, no lateral blade play whatsoever. I'm not a fan of liner locks. I try to avoid liner locks as much as possible. Nothing against them, that's just my personal preference. I have been spoiled by the triad lock and all the other fancy schmancy locks that Benchmade and Spyderco and what's the other one, SOG come up with. But with this liner lock, it's still a fantastic lockup, very secure, no complaints there. Next item, does it carry well? Ergos, weight, comfort, etc. So ergonomics is excellent. You've got very solid jimping on the top here, and it's not sharp, so it's not a hot spot. It's very pleasant to push your thumb against, and yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. You've got a choil here for your index finger, so you're very solid purchase and grip. And also you've got, I guess you could call this, even though this is a flipper tab, it's also kind of a guard, if you will. So if you're pushing up against something, you can push up against that for a really secure grip. Yeah, just sits in your hand very comfortably. As far as weight goes, let's pull out my super high-tech scale. I'm not sure what the weight is, but I'm assuming it's not going to be too light just because it is a all metal knife. Oh, that's not bad. So 4 3/4 ounces. We'll just say 4.5. But, not the worst. I've definitely seen heavier knives. And for me, I'm not a stickler for weight. That's perfectly pocketable, perfectly carryable, in my opinion. And, I've carried this and I have no issues with it. As far as the pocket clip, it is non-reversible, so that doesn't affect me at all, but I'm also a right-handed or primarily right-handed person. I think it helps with the overall look because you don't have these holes drilled out here for a reversible pocket clip. It makes it look sleeker, but yeah, it is what it is. For me, I have no problems with it, and you've got this beautifully deep carry pocket clip here. I love that. It's so sleek, so smooth. So, yep, so yeah, it carries very well. Next item, is it worth the price? So if it didn't have the easy quick takedown feature, then I would say no. At AUS 8, I don't think any knife with AUS 8 blade steel should ever be more than $60. But because it has this awesome feature to take down anywhere, I think that warrants the $80 to $90 price tag. Should you buy? If you're a collector, yes, I think you should buy. This knife was the first of its kind, unless there's another knife out there that I've never heard about. But as far as I know, this is the very first knife with this takedown technology. And if you're a worker, hell yeah, I think you should get this, because you can beat the hell out of this knife. It's a completely metal knife, so it can take a beating. It's got a perfectly functional, capable blade steel, and as a worker, your knife is going to get dirty and grungy and all gross and all that good stuff. So you can just take it apart and clean it super easy. There's no extra tools you need. So as a worker, yeah, this is a perfectly practical, functional knife for you. My overall thoughts, I am very pleased with this knife. I guess we should take a look at the takedown function. So basically, you just flip this tab to the right and then unscrew this down here, and then it just comes apart like that. Super easy to take apart. It's a little bit stiff for me, at least. Because it's brand new, so I still have to work it in, but still very easy to take apart. And if you ever forget how to reassemble it, it comes with instructions engraved on the inside of the handle scale. And to put it back together, you just do the other steps, or do the steps in reverse. I have noticed it's a little bit difficult to flip this tab to lock the tab. I'm wondering if that's maybe just because I'm either doing it messed up, or the knife just has to be broken in a little bit more. But yeah, so you rescrew this in, and then you hold the pivot together with your fingers, and then see, this is where I have trouble locking it. Let's see. I notice it's better if I deploy the blade halfway. See, and now it goes in. So there is a little. It's not a super smooth process to reassemble the knife. At least for me. Granted, it's not nothing to be concerned about. But just letting you know, if you buy it and you're having trouble locking this with the knife fully inside, just deploy it halfway and then pinch the pivot and then just lock it. No problem. But yeah, as you've seen it, this has been out for a while, so there's probably nothing you don't already know about this knife. This is just another opinion from another buyer, but I'm very pleased with it. It looks great. It's a very classy knife. I think if you had to pair this knife with your tactical loadout or your EDC loadout, this knife would look great with a 1911 and a Victorinox multi-tool. But that's just my opinion. But anyways, yeah, definitely recommended. Recommended if you're a collector, recommended if you're looking for a utility knife. That's all I gotta say. I hope that this video helps you with your next knife purchase. Thank you for watching, and tune in for the next episode. Alright, bye.